Okay. Good evening, guys. Can you all let me know if you can hear me and see a screen? Yes. Can hear, can see a screen. Yeah. Right. Okay. Perfect. So today, guys, we have completed the past papers of unit number 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to start the past papers of unit number 4. So I sent a PDF, guys. The PDF that I initially sent, around 3 questions from the 2013 paper were missing in that. So I added it and sent a new PDF. So in case any of you all have already got it printed, when I first sent it, when if you all have got it printed by any chance, you can just write those 3 questions down, or you can just print only that additional page and somehow paste it. Okay. So I'm guessing you all would have taken a printout and started doing. So make sure that you all collect all these questions. Don't throw it away. Don't keep it and just make sure that it goes missing. Okay, properly file all your questions and answers. So by now, have all of you all completed the others, unit number 1, 2, and 3, according to our past paper class? Done all the MCQs, done all the essay questions, nicely put all the questions and answers into a file and kept. I'm hoping your answers are not lost and gone here and there. Okay, so make sure that you nicely file it and come, guys, because at the end of this past paper class, you will then have all your answers and all the questions properly done. That alone will give you a lot of confidence. So somehow start writing and catch up, guys. It's not that hard if you properly allocate some time. And once you get used to writing answers, you realize that you get faster. So it's that initial step that you take is the one that is difficult. So maybe every day, try to allocate around half an hour or 1 hour to actually write past papers, maybe for any 3 subjects, to actually sit and write. That can actually help you all improve a lot, guys, because I'll tell you, at the end of the day, your examiner doesn't know your name. Examiner doesn't know which school you're from, doesn't know how well you did in your term exams or how much you studied. The examiner can only judge you based on what you write on the paper on that day. So no matter how much you have studied, no matter how much you know, if you can't put it into writing, you're not going to get marks. Right now, your school teacher sometimes might give you marks. Why is that? Now, in term exams, you'll see, so in term exams, I get 80s, 90s. No, maybe you know why? Because sometimes the teacher knows you. The teacher knows, this person is a student who studies. So even though your answer might not be that great, your school teacher might give you the mark. But don't expect that to happen from your A-level paper marking examiner. That person doesn't know you. And in A-levels, they don't give you marks just for free. Now, in O-levels, let's say you get a 74, they will try to do something and make it a 75. They will help you with that. But that doesn't happen in A-levels because every mark accounts for your Z-score. And if a teacher does that, that is maybe taking another student's opportunity to get into a local university. So in A-levels, they will not give you free marks, try to make your 73 or 75. No, so even if you get a 74, they will leave it at 74 and give you a B. So no way that they know. So you have to improve on your writing. Allocate some time and get that done. Okay. So did you all start with the MCQs? Yes. The 2011 MCQs from the 2020 from the 2011 paper, the unit 4 MCQs. Did you all do at least 4-5 years? Because we usually discuss. My target, guys, is to finish this in 4 classes, and I am guessing that these 2 weeks you all are at home as well. Given that there is school holidays for most of you all, not everyone, but most of you all, if you all are from a government school, and given that some of you all are already private candidates, so I'm guessing around 80% of you all are actually having school holidays these days because of this whole O-levels happening right now. So please use that time to catch up. If I can, I'll have an extra class here and there so that we can also go a little faster. So my target is to try to do these past papers ahead of my fast track class. So in my fast track class, we have finished unit number 3, and this month we are doing a mock exam and all. So I want to finish unit number 4 at least parallelly or at least a little bit before. I'm trying my level best, but we'll see. But I don't want to just rush it for the sake of rushing. Okay. So give me a second. Let me share my PowerPoint, and we'll then get into these questions. Okay. We need to start fresh and new. Yes, I'll tell you this right now. Even if you all have not done unit number 1, 2, and 3, that's okay. Leave that for now. You start unit number 4 today and do this properly, because unit number 1, 2, and 3 has no connection with unit number 4. So even if you don't know unit number 1, 2, and 3, you can still figure out unit number 4. So if you have not completed those past papers, that's okay. Just keep it like that and let's start. So we'll start with the 2011 A-level paper, question number 19. This is the first question that you get from unit number 4. So what does that mean? For those who are coming for the first time, we do past papers unit wise. We have completed the unit number 1, 2, and 3 past papers. The recordings are there on my YouTube channel. The last week's recording is not there yet though, but everything else is there. So today we are starting the unit 4 past papers. So we are starting with the 2011 unit 4 MCQ. That's why we are starting from question number 19. What does that mean? Probably question number 1 to 18 would have been from unit number 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Which of the following statements best describes the operation of law of diminishing returns? Yes, what is law of diminishing returns? Tell me something. Give me something about the law of diminishing marginal returns. What do you all know about this? What is this law of diminishing marginal returns? Where do we learn this? Okay, AP, right? Short run. Okay. So what is this is? Remember in unit number 4, we talk about something called the short run production process and a long run production process. What was the difference? The short run is a time period where at least one factor of production was fixed. So usually we assume capital is fixed. The long run was a time period where all the factors of production are variable. So you can increase your labor, you can increase your capital, you can do all of that. Because I'm not teaching theory again, right? I'm guessing you have some idea about unit number 4. Okay. So then when you come to the short run, the short run is governed by the law of diminishing marginal returns. What does this law say? This law says when you keep on adding variable factors to a fixed factor. Now you can't increase your fixed factors in the short run. Now let's say if you have a factory, you can't increase your machines or building. What can you do? You can only increase the amount of labor in the short run. So when you keep on adding labor and labor and labor and labor, what happens? The marginal product and the average product starts to decline after some time. That is what this law of diminishing returns or law of diminishing marginal returns is talking about. So look at the answers and give me an answer, guys. Which one do you think? Which of the following statements best describes? Right, I'll read the answers. Give me an answer. Okay. First one says, as the consumption of a good increases, total satisfaction rises. Second is saying, as more variable factor is added to a fixed factor, total product rises but at a diminishing rate. Looks somewhat correct. As all factors are increased. Yes, can you say all factors are increased? There it goes wrong, because you can't increase all the factors in the short run. You can only increase your variable, which is labor. Okay. Now, as more of a variable factor is added to a fixed factor, the marginal cost of production diminishes. Yes, how does marginal cost work? When you produce more and more and more and more, what happens to marginal cost? Does it diminish? When you produce more and more and more and more, does the marginal cost diminish? No, right? Initial, now how does your marginal cost curve look like? Looks like this Nike tick, right? So initially it diminishes, correct? But after some point, what happens? After a point, it starts to go up. So when this says as more of variable factor is added, when you say marginal cost diminishes, that is wrong. The more and more and more you go, marginal cost initially comes down, but then after that it goes up. And finally, as all factors are increased, we can cut it off because you can't say as all factors. So I have cut off 3, I have cut off 4, I have cut off 5. Yes, for the fourth one, if they have said marginal product, that's correct. Okay. First one is also wrong, guys. There is nothing called consumption. We don't talk about consumption and satisfaction in the law of diminishing marginal returns. Yes, what do you think this is? What is this law, if anyone knows? As the consumption of a good increases, total satisfaction rises, but at a diminishing rate. What is this law? It was in your syllabus, but taken off. Maybe some teachers would have taught you all. It was in the syllabus 2010 and before. What is this? This is called the law of diminishing what? Diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. So remember, utility is how you measure satisfaction, right? So this law says the more and more you consume, your marginal utility, your additional benefit you get will keep decreasing. That's what the law of diminishing marginal utility says, and that's not in your syllabus, so don't worry, right? That was in the previous syllabus, now taken off. Okay. So which one is our answer then? Our answer is the second one, right? It's a very easy question. Yes, I am okay with this. Fine. Law of diminishing marginal returns. It's coming from a basic theory area. Okay. So for those who are finding this a little difficult, what should you do? Is please make sure that you take your theory notes, at least read it once, guys. I think if you have a theory tutor or something, it will take you around 2 hours to read it once. So before you do the past papers, first do that. Take 2 hours and read your entire theory note. Then you know, this is what is there in this unit. And then when you are writing answers, it's okay, right? When you're especially writing essay questions, the first few papers, even look at the theory note and write. That is fine. So once you get used to it, you can then close your theory tutor and write. The whole objective is to start writing. Don't say, sir, I don't know the unit, sir, I have not learned this unit, so I can't do. When are you going to learn that? That's the question. Now you have 6 months to go for A levels. If you're not doing it now, when? That's the whole point. So whether you know it or don't know it, try and do something. Get started. That's the whole point. Going to the 20th. Question number 20 says, right, these are nice ones. In the short run, marginal cost of producing good X is indicated by the schedule below. Unit of X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Marginal cost given 30, 20, dot, dot, dot. Given that the TFC, what is TFC? Total fixed cost, is 30. At what level of output is the short run average total cost the lowest? Very interesting question. Guys, what is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the additional cost of producing one unit. Okay, the additional cost. So we'll start, I'll reword this table this way, guys. Okay, we'll go like this. The number of units, let me start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then they have given us marginal cost. That also I'll put it here. They have said for the first unit marginal cost is 30, second unit 20, third unit 16, fourth unit 24, fifth unit 40, sixth unit 56, and the seventh unit 64. They have given us that information. Let me try and space this out a little bit more. Okay. Right, they have given us this information in the question. And also they have told us the total fixed cost is 30. Yes. So what does that mean? Total fixed cost is 30 means at each level of output, the fixed cost is 30. No, that can't change. No. Total fixed cost does not change with the level of output. It's the same at each and every point, right? So at 30, at one unit also, total fixed cost is 30. At 2 units also total fixed cost is 30. At 3 units also 30. 4 units also 30. 5 units also 30. 6 units also 30. At 7 units also it is a 30. Is that clear? The small additions that I did to this thing. Yeah. The only thing that I did is, from this question, I used the information they gave me. What information did they give me? They gave me this table, okay, and they said the total fixed cost is 30. So what did I do? I just adjusted the table a little. I added a 0 units, and also I added the total fixed cost. Now they are asking us at what level of output is the short run average total cost the lowest. Now, how do you get average total cost? First, you should get the total cost, then divide it by the number of units. Then you can get average total cost. To get the total cost, you have to get total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Now, listen carefully. They are telling you to find average total cost. But to get average total cost, you first need what? You first need to find the total cost. I'm lagging. Give me a second. I'll change my Wi-Fi. Hold on. Okay, right. So I switch my Wi-Fi. Okay. What is the question asking? Question is asking to find average total cost. To find average total cost, you need total cost. Total cost divided by the number of units is only average total cost. Now, to find total cost, what should you do? You should add the total fixed cost and the total variable cost. If you add these two, you can get the total cost. Then by dividing the total cost by the number of units, you can get the average total cost. So what is the first thing that we have to find? Total fixed cost we have, right? Here it is given. We have to now find the total variable cost. How do we find this? Think. I want you all to think now. They have given us marginal cost. How do we find the total variable cost, guys? Tell me, okay, when you're producing 0 units, is there a variable cost? Is there a variable cost? Not really, right? You don't have. When you produce 0, there is no variable cost, there is only a fixed cost. Okay. Then, when you produce your first unit, in the question they are saying the marginal cost is 30. What does that mean? The additional cost is 30. So what do you think, guys? Okay, we can skip this step also, right? Shall I skip the variable cost step? We don't even have to have this. Okay, we can directly go to total cost. Yes, when the number of units are 0, how much is the total cost? When the number of units are 0, the total cost is 30. Fixed cost is 30, variable cost is nothing. Okay. Now in the question they are saying, can you see? Now what is marginal cost? The addition to the total cost, right? When you're producing the first unit, follow this column, okay? When you're producing your first unit, your marginal cost is 30. So how much do you think your total cost would be? To produce your first unit, you have to incur an additional cost of 30. So when you are producing 0, your cost was already 30. Now, if you incur an additional 30, how much is your total cost then? Has to be a 60. Then look at the second one. To produce your second unit, question is saying marginal cost is 20. So how much is my total cost then? 50 or 80? My total cost is, it's a 80, guys. Because see, what is marginal cost? Now, from my first unit, when I'm going to my second unit, to produce my second unit, I have to incur 20 rupees more. So to produce one unit, I incurred 60. To produce my second unit, I have to incur 20 rupees more, means I have to incur 80. So my third unit, marginal cost is 16. So 80 plus 16, 96. For my fourth unit, marginal cost is 24. So my total cost 120. Fifth unit 140. So 140 means, sorry, 40 means 160. Here 216. 216. And then that plus a 60, 280. Is that clear, guys? This learning you'll have to carry forward because there are so many similar questions. What is marginal cost? The additional cost of producing a unit. So when you're producing 0 units, total cost was 30. To produce your first unit, your additional cost is 30 means. Okay, we'll think of this value, guys. I'll give you a simple example since this is confusing. Okay, we'll take my classes. Okay, my classes. Yes, can you give me some cost? Even if I don't have any student, I still have to incur. Let's say next month, all the students leave my class, but I still have to pay this cost. Can you give me some examples? Okay, maybe for my Wi-Fi package. Okay, maybe okay, the rent for my classroom space, let's say my Wi-Fi package, rent for my classroom space, maybe my Zoom package, right? Maybe I did not know that no one is coming, so I still bought a Zoom package and kept. So what are those costs called? Even without any student, I am still incurring that cost. Means what is that? That is called my fixed cost, no? So let's assume in my example, when there are 0 students, 0 units, my total cost is 30. What is that? That is my fixed cost. So can you tell me, does this fixed cost change with the level of output? My Zoom package, whatever, my classroom rent, will that change? No, no. So even if I have, see, even if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 students, my fixed cost is 30. See, at each point, my fixed cost is 30. That doesn't change, right? So now that is there. Now let's say my first student comes to class, right? The first student comes to class. The question is saying the additional cost, the marginal cost of that student coming to class is 30 rupees. So how much is my total cost? Think. I had to already pay for my Zoom and everything, 30 rupees I had to pay. Now, because the first student is coming to class, I have to incur another 30. That is my variable cost, no? Maybe my tute printing cost, maybe my packaging and couriering the tute for you, that cost, right? That cost, yeah, the variable cost. So that and this, how much is my total cost? 60 rupees. Then when my second student comes to class, the question is saying the marginal cost is 20. So maybe to print the tutes for that student and all. So how much will my total cost be there? 60 plus that 20 for the second student. Now my total cost is 80. When the third student comes to class, the question is saying marginal cost is 16. The additional cost is 16. So 80 plus that 16, the total cost is 96. That is how I get this total cost. And then how do I get the variable cost? Because I'll just show this because you can use this for another question, because if another question says find the average variable cost. So variable cost, guys, remember, is the addition of the marginal cost. So when you have 0 units, there is no variable cost. When the first student comes, your marginal cost is 30, means that is the variable cost. So total variable cost here is a 30. Here it goes 50, right? Here 50 plus 16, 66. Here 24 plus 66 plus 24, it goes to 90. Here it goes to 110. Here it goes to 90 plus, not 110, 130, right? Then here it goes to 186, and here it goes to 250. So can you see, guys, when you add the total variable and the total fixed cost, I'll change the color of this, okay? When you add these two red numbers, you get the total cost. The total cost also, I'll change the color, I'll put it in bold. So these, the addition of the two red ones gives you the total cost, no? That's how when they give you, now in a question, what they would do is, they would give you random information, guys. But if you can fill this table, if you can find all of it, you can find anything that they are asking for. So we'll do more and more questions when they come. But I took some time here just to show you all how to fill this. Is that okay? Yes, the change in marginal cost is the change in variable cost. Because variable cost is the only cost that changes with the level of output. Okay, right. Yes, PVC equals TC minus TFC. That is also correct. You can work backwards and get this as well. Okay, right. But what is our answer? Our answer now, we have found this as well. Total cost is also found. Now, how do you find average total cost? Total cost divided by the number of units. So tell me, how do I get these numbers now? How do I get it? Now, when I'm producing 0, I don't have to find. Now, when I'm producing 60, when I'm producing 1 unit, average cost is 60. So 60 divided by 1. Here it is 80 divided by 2. Here it is 96 divided by 3. Here it is 120 divided by 4. Okay, so likewise it goes on. I'm running out of space now. Okay, here 160 divided by 5. Here 216 divided by 6. 280 divided by 7. So that is what? That is how I find my average cost. I'll reduce the font size a little so that I have space. Okay, so when you do this calculation, you get your average total cost. So at the first point, it is 60. Here it is 40. Here it is 96 divided by 3 is 32. 120 divided by 4 is 30. 160 divided by 5 is 32. 216 divided by 6, I don't know how much is that case. 21 has 3 balance, 36 is 6, 36. 280 divided by 7 is a 40. And we add all the TC amount with all the other units. What does that mean? Not sure. Is that clear how I got the average total cost? The total cost, I divided it by the number of units. And then I get average total cost. So at which number of units is the average total cost the lowest? Average total cost is the lowest at 4 units, right? Here at 4 units, average total cost is only 30 rupees. So the answer is number 3. At 4 units is where it is the lowest. How many of you all got that correct, guys? You figure out some method, you can still get it correct. You can do this in multiple different ways. Okay, but if you got it correct means then you're mostly should be okay. So for those who didn't get it correct, are you all okay with the process? I took some time because this question gets repeated over and over again, guys. They might not ask for the same requirement, but this giving a table like this and telling you to calculate again and again, it comes. I'll show you all when we do the next paper. Okay, so for now we can go with this answer. Going to the next. Which of the following is non-consistent with perfect competition? What does that mean? They're asking for the wrong one. Non-consistent. So what is perfect competition? Perfect competition is where you have a large number of buyers and sellers. Everyone is selling the same thing. They are a price taker. All of that is there. So what is not correct? Think large number of buyers and producers and consumers, correct. Advertising by individual firms, not very sure. We'll leave this. Only one market price only. Yeah, no. So there is a market price. Everyone has to sell at that price. This is also correct. Homogeneous product, correct, right? Everyone is selling the same product, no? Example, rice. Everyone sells the same rice. Correct. Perfectly elastic demand curve for each firm. Correct, no? How does a firm's demand curve look like? A firm's demand curve is something like that. That is also correct. So look at this, your answer. Advertising by individual firm. Yes, will any firm advertise? Have you seen rice farmers advertising or vegetable farmers advertising, come and buy my vegetable? No, right? Yeah, you might have Aralia, the brand, but the farmer doesn't advertise. Because why? It's the same, no? Everyone's rice is the same. So what can you advertise and do? Same thing. So you don't really advertise those things. So this one becomes your answer. Which one is non-consistent? Non-consistent means which one is wrong. Everyone okay with that? All good? That's an easy one though. Huh? Going to the next. For a firm in equilibrium, for a firm in equilibrium in perfect competition, average revenue is what is equilibrium in perfect competition? What is equilibrium? Now, in unit number 2, equilibrium is demand and supply cutting each other. That is equilibrium. So, what is equilibrium in perfect competition? Is MR equals MC equilibrium? Yes, equilibrium in perfect competition is where, okay, the firms are earning normal profits. That is where you say the market is properly in equilibrium. Okay, where is the market properly in equilibrium? When the firms are earning what? When the firms are earning normal profit. So MR equals MC, and the firm is earning a normal profit as well. Okay, for those who are feeling a little mongrel, go through your notes. Okay, so you have your MC curve. This is your marginal cost. You have your MR curve. This is your marginal revenue, which is also equal to what? Your average revenue, which is also equal to your price, which is also equal to the firm's demand curve. Okay. Yes, normal profit is where the economic profit is 0. And then you will have your average cost curve going like this as well. So average cost also will touch. So when the market is in equilibrium, guys, this one, right, at this point, you can say, okay, you can say all of this. You can say average revenue equals marginal revenue is equal to the price, is equal to the demand, that is equal to marginal cost, that is equal to average cost. All of these are equal at what? At equilibrium. So equilibrium is this green point that I highlighted, where the firms are earning normal profits and every single thing is equal to each other. Okay, so think, what can we say? Look at the answers. At equilibrium, average revenue is less than marginal revenue. Is the average revenue less than marginal revenue? No, no. Average revenue and marginal revenue are equal to each other, not less than this. So first one, no. Equal to marginal revenue, and both are 0. Is it equal to marginal revenue or both 0? Yes, this is a small typing here, not arc, it is R. Equal to marginal revenue, correct. But both are 0, that is wrong. You can't say both are 0, no, it's well above 0. 0 is here. So that is also wrong. Third one, equal to marginal revenue and both are positive. Now that looks correct, no? Average revenue equals marginal revenue, it's positive also. It's an answer, for example, let's say 10. Looks correct, but we look at the others also. Greater than marginal revenue. Is it greater? No, it's equal to marginal revenue. Wrong. Greater than marginal revenue, again wrong. Okay, so your answer is this. Okay, these are very easy MCQs, right? Even though it looks like very hard. So what is marginal revenue? What is this? If you know the unit, this is a very simple MCQ. There is nothing tricky in this at all. Is that okay? 22. Fine. It says positive means above 0. Now, for example, now it's a positive number. Now, this is the price slash cost axis. It's a positive number, right? This is 0. And this is any negative number. It's not negative. It's a positive number. That's what positive there means. Okay. Moving to the next. If a firm employs variable amounts of labor to a fixed amount of capital. Okay. All right. Sorry. 2011 is done. No, I just realized. Okay. How much did you get for the 2011 MCQ? 4 out of 4. At least 2. Yeah. Next, there are only 4 MCQs there. Right. So if you got at least 2, I think you're safe, but please learn, right? Because the first one and the third one is easy. The 19th one and the 21st one. So even if you got 20 and 22 wrong, at least 2. That means you're somewhat safe. You have some idea. Okay. Right. So with that, 2011 is done. Thank you for reminding me for the recording.